All right, let's move on. Everybody good? Let's move on.
Yep.
We'll go to the AFC North. Okay.
Okay.
Again, this division, it's always great. The divisional games are always, I don't care if a team is the doormat of the NFL, they get up for these
You
games.
never
They're
know.
always awesome, rarely blowouts, and a great division with a lot of great history in Baltimore and Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Yeah, you
So
can watch a 2-10 Cleveland team go up against a 10-2 Pittsburgh, and Cleveland could win.
it's close. Yeah. So, all right. So, let's just right off the bat, okay? This Pittsburgh got a little bit better, okay? Yes. Baltimore is still great. I have always been a very, very, very hard on Lamar Jackson critic. I'm going to say this right off the bat to start the season. I was impressed with Lamar Jackson last year. I thought that he has improved as a quarterback. I've always said he's a running back, taking snaps. He's an unbelievable athlete, obviously. Anybody that says he's not is just being a dumb hater at that point. So, incredible athlete. I've always said that his first MVP I thought was BS. I just, yeah, I didn't agree with it. I would have voted for three or four other guys before him. But he's what he did last year, he started looking like an actual pocket passing good quarterback. He ran less, but still has that athletic ability to get out and go. But he's worked on his game as far as the passing game, and I was thoroughly impressed. And I loved it. I thought he did great. So, with that said,
That's why he doesn't get as hurt as much as those other quarterbacks that like to run, because he's actually learning to stay in the pocket where
yeah,
his
he's
protection is.
maturing and getting better. He really is. Okay, so you have if Joe Burrow and that receiving core stays healthy, I've gone back and forth on this one as far as like who I think is going to take this division, and God, it's like even still thinking about my reasoning in this, I still think it's Cincinnati, then Baltimore, or sorry, Baltimore, then Cincinnati. I'm going to tell you why it's defense. Cincinnati, they were real bad last year. Their defense was one of the worst in the league. I think I remember watching 3 games where they scored 30 points and lost.
Oof.
I, it's like it was like Dallas-esque, right? Like, so that's why I've got Baltimore. I think winning the division. I think Cincinnati comes in second. I
Oh,
got
wow,
Pitts.
you're right. They gave up 492 points against
It that
them.
was, I believe, 31st only to Dallas was the only one that was worse, and by less than 20 something points,
Jets were
Steve.
worse.
Oh, the Jets were?
Yeah, the Jets
Okay.
gave up 503.
God, because what was Dallas? 519?
511.
511. Again, it was hard because you had old man Joe in there, right? Joe Flacco, and he was phenomenal. That's why they brought him back just as the backup because he played so well at times.
Arizona gave up 488.
Yeah. But anyway, just on Cincinnati, I think that's going to be your difference is Baltimore's defense there. And then you've got Cincinnati in second and then Pittsburgh third. And then do we want to talk about Cleveland? Listen,
I think you'll piss off
I
some
think we
Cleveland
all
fans if we
agree where
don't.
they're going to land in this
our
division.
I mean the TikTok, I posted a couple of TikToks about Cleveland and the quarterback situation, and there was some very emotional comments, and it was like, listen, I don't care about the other BS. This is strictly about performance. And when you watch both quarterbacks with the first team, it was very, very obvious that Sanders was very limited in what his abilities could do for them versus Deshaun Watson is going to push the ball
And
down full
that's
field.
not even him going up against the ones either. Most of the time
No,
he's going up against twos or threes,
right. And
and
Watson
he's
had almost
still not
100.
doing great.
No, Watson had 50 more or almost 50 yards more passing with the same amount of time. It's just no interceptions. It's just, listen, I'm sorry. It's Sanders. I don't understand the hype around him. His footwork is bad. He gets happy feet and nervous in the pocket when he's going through his progressions. He panics a lot. If he has to go to even the second level, which is more than 5 yards, between 5 and I think 15, they consider the second level. Steve, it's inaccurate. It's overthrown. It's again, you're looking at like another Caleb Williams type. It's a pump and dump. That's all you're going
Well,
to get out
for
of
him,
Sanders.
I do have to
Right.
say his last game, he did well. He played well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm
I couldn't
saying.
find a lot of complaints about what he
No,
did. He was
it's
good in the
just
pocket.
again, right.
He moved when he needed to. The
Yep.
throws were good.
But they're
But
limited.
again, he
They're
wasn't
not
going up
pushing.
against
He
number
can't.
ones. He's going
They
up against
wouldn't.
number twos and threes.
Right. And they wouldn't let him push the ball downfield. They're just not going to because it's inaccurate. It's not going to be there. You're going to throw a lot of picks.
Yeah.
And that's all. And then I think one thing that's very apparent in Cleveland is that your second string, if your first line of guys gets hurt, you're in trouble. Both quarterbacks struggled with the twos because they're not very good. It wasn't either quarterback's really their fault. I saw the one pass that Deshaun made, put it only where the receiver could get it. The receiver, it hits him in his hands, and he basically hands it to the defensive back. So,
They have a
yeah.
good defense, though.
And that's what's going to keep Cleveland in a lot of games. They're going to be a tough out.
So, I
But
mean, it really depends on what Watson can do. If he can
and stay
show
healthy. I mean,
something.
yeah, yeah.
So who's going
And
to have more?
people made a lot out of his press conference. I watched it and I was like, what is the big deal? He just said it's a little ridiculous when you get booed, when you tear your Achilles and go off the field and you get cheered.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He wasn't
Some of those,
yelling. He wasn't complaining really. He was just kind of like, yeah, it's a little ridiculous. He was completely calm and reserved and completely held it together. So I'm like, enough with this over emotional fan bullshit.
what were you saying, Nick?
No, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to have less wins, Dolphins or Browns?
Oh, the
Dolphins.
Dolphins. By possibly 3 or 4.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. If Watson plays well, the Browns might screw themselves out of the top 5 pick. You've got Dante Moore out of Oregon, and you've got Arch Manning out of Texas. Those are going to be your 2 big ticket quarterback items. And here's the thing: is a Manning going to pull an Eli and say, "I'm not going to
I'm
that
not going to
city,"
Cleveland.
or Miami or whatever. So,
I hope
but
not.
no, Miami. I think Miami is a candidate to win 0 games this year.
Really?
That would be a heck of a regression.
Wholeheartedly, dude. They're bad. They're bad.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of things. They don't have a good defense. They don't have a good offense.
Well, they've got Malik Willis as their starting quarterback. I mean, it's going to be a tough year, guys. It's going to be a tough year in Miami, and it is what it is, you know.
So
So
get back to that to the AFC North. I got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I think Cincinnati is going to have a good year. I think Burrows is going to come
sorry,
back.
give me 1 second.
He runs away.
Wait, say your list again.
What's that?
Say your list.
I got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to have a good year. New coach.
I don't think the Ravens are going to have a good year.
You don't think Pittsburgh? I don't like. I put them in 3rd, but I don't think they're going to be bad.
I don't think they're going to be horrible. I think 7 wins.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on.
I think they're in a more of a rebuilding
All right,
phase.
hold
That's
on.
why they
Let's
kept Aaron
real
Rodgers.
quick. You said 7. Let's go through this real quick, okay? Atlanta is a win.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about looking at the schedule like that.
Okay, that's 1-0. New England's a loss, 1-2. I think Cincinnati at home is a loss, but I think they could pull off a win there. It's possible, but let's say 1-2. At Cleveland, let's say 2-2. Versus Indy, I'll say 2-3. Do we agree so far?
Yeah. At Bucks.
Tampa is 2-4. That's a loss. At New Orleans is a win, 3-4. At home against Cleveland, 4-4. At Cincinnati, I'll say 4-5. They'll lose that game. At Philly, they'll lose that game, 4-6. Versus Denver and Houston, I
Loss.
think are both losses. That's 4-8.
Oh, yeah.
At Jacksonville, 4-9. I'm going to say they beat Baltimore at home and go 5-10 and pull out an upset there. I think they go 6-10 against Carolina, 7-10 against Tennessee. I think Steve's right on the money. I say 7-11.
Yeah, I mean, some of those games they could win, but they could also lose against Titans.
I'll say this: it could easily be 9-8 too.
Yeah,
Would you say that's
it's
fair?
it's going to come down. I mean, as usual, it's going to come
there's
down
a
to
bunch
how
of
they
games
play
in there
against
that
the
are
division.
It's going to be the division, dude.
Mhm. How well Cleveland's going to pull things out, and
100%. So I think Steve's close. It could be just listen, Aaron Rodgers, it's his last year. I know everybody in Pittsburgh is like, you know, well, actually, there's a lot of fans that don't like Rodgers. I don't know why, but anyway, that's what I've just seen on boards and, fans.
I think if there wasn't as much bad blood back in Green Bay for him,
Yeah.
I think he would have been back to Green Bay for this last year.
Okay. Okay.
And retired from Green Bay.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I think there's
got
just too much bad blood in Green Bay, and that's why he stayed in Pittsburgh and is just going to finish his season out here at Pittsburgh.
Okay, I got you. I think I like 7. I think that's good. So, anyway, all right, Nick, go ahead. And AFC North.
AFC North. I do have the Bengals winning it.
You have the
actually
Bengals
have
winning
the-
the division.
I have the Bengals winning that division. I have the Ravens in third. Yeah, I'm not a big Ravens fan.
Why? They're stacked.
They're stacked, but for me, a lot of it is name recognition and not necessarily pulling their weight. If you go ahead and pull up Derrick Henry's yards from scrimmage last year versus 2 years ago. He's just trending down. Everyone is. I just think
We've
that
also got Justice Hill, who's trending up.
And Rashid Ali.
I don't know.
Who's their receiving core? You got Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman,
DeAndre.
Jacoby Lane. You've got Mark Andrews and Smythe at tight end. So, I mean, yeah, I and their defense is loaded. All right. I mean, let's go games.
Do their schedule thing and
Okay, so start off at Indy.
loss
That's a win. I mean, how are they going to lose that game?
at Indy.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I mean,
I think that's a toss up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Sure. You want to give them a loss? Give them a loss.
No, I'll give them a win.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to lose, but it's a toss up. They're going to beat New Orleans.
They're going to beat New Orleans.
They're going to jack stomp Dallas.
They're going to kill Dallas. They're going to beat Tennessee. They're going to beat Atlanta, Cleveland. Like that is an easy 6-0 to start the season.
That's fair.
Then it gets tough for them. Then it gets Cincinnati, Buffalo, Jacksonville.
Yeah. And then, well, you got Cleveland, then Cincinnati at home, and then you're at Buffalo
in November.
At home against Jacksonville and LA. Carolina's a win. At Houston, I don't know if you beat Houston in Houston. At home against Tampa and the winner, I think, is a win. At Pittsburgh is a win. At home against Cleveland, at Cincinnati could be a loss. And then at home against Pittsburgh. Yeah, man, sorry. I've got them winning like 12 games.
I didn't again.
But Nick, go ahead.
I was just looking straight off roster and roster moves and everything else, and I totally spaced strength of schedule. Fine. I'm moving up to second, so I still have Bengals winning it though. Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
Okay. And then Steve and I have the opposite.
No, I have
Ravens,
Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Well, yeah, I have Baltimore and Pittsburgh flipped. I have Cincinnati winning it, taking the division.
So I've got again, the reason I have Baltimore winning it is because Cincinnati did not do much to improve their defense. And they were literally, I mean, 30, almost 30 points a game giving up.
And then I have Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yep.
I was
No, that's
actually
fine.
debating on whether to put Pittsburgh at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
Below the Browns.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then I was thinking, wait a minute, it's the Browns, so I have to put the Browns at the bottom.
Just because there's too many unknowns. That's why I have the
Exactly.
Browns at the bottom. I just think even here's the thing. Even with Watson playing well, I don't. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud, if Watson plays well, the Browns could circumvent a couple of these teams and end up in second, guys. With the
It's with the
defense that
defense that they have.
the
Yeah.
Browns have a top 3 defense. That defense is not going to give up more than 15, 16 points a game, guys. And Baltimore's not going to give up 20 points a game. Cincinnati might give up 30 a game.
Yeah.
You have one player on offense go down, and Cincinnati could be in last again or third. So the problem,
yeah. Well, if Burrow goes out, then they go to
that's
the
where
bottom.
your problem is with Cincinnati. No, not Burrow. If they lose one offensive player, if they lose a receiver, that alone is going to smoke them because of their defense. Because they're not going to be able to put up 35 a game. You've got to have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out there because they don't have a true number 3. Remember, we talked about this. They don't have like a high-end 3 that can fill in for T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. So if they lose just one receiver and that defense is giving up 30 a game, you're in trouble. Your whole season's in trouble. That's my issue with Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good issue. I mean,
That's my issue. And Baltimore just doesn't have that problem.
no.
They can lose a running back, they're still good. They can lose a receiver, they're still okay. They've even like their linebacker core is super deep with vets. So yeah, that's where the difference was. Really, honestly, for me was the roster alone. Like, uh, uh, hang on a second. So you've got. They also remember they drafted Chandler Rivers, cornerback. He's a rookie this year. This is Baltimore I'm talking about. And then free safety, you've got Malaki Starks. That's your starter. And then you've got Kevon Wallace, who's a vet. So anyway, anyway. We're just playing semantics now, but anyway, that was the difference for me. But yeah. All right, good picks on the AFC North. All right, so let's go AFC South. Everybody ready to move on to the South?
Yeah.
All right.